Yo guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I'm only going to be eating the recommended portion size for the next 24 hours. Basically, I thought this would be a pretty interesting idea if I eat in the recommended portion size because normally I don't. Recently, I went to Tesco and I went to buy Nutella, and apparently the recommended portion size for Nutella is actually 1 tablespoon. Now, I definitely don't have 1 tablespoon because I literally smother my entire toast Nutella. Maybe that's why it tastes nice. I've no idea, but I thought it'd be a pretty interesting idea if I spend the entire day just basically having my meals in the recommended portion size, and hopefully I don't feel hungry because I definitely overeat, but we'll see. Anyway, I really hope you guys enjoy. If you do, smash a big thumbs up, subscribe down below, and without further ado, let's get started. First meal of the day is breakfast. Now for breakfast, every single day it actually changes. Normally I go for cereal, normally I go for pancakes, normally I go for toast and tea, and normally I'll go with avocado on toast with scrambled eggs and beans. And I thought today, to make things a lot easier, I'll go for pancakes. Now normally I'll actually have the King's Mill pancakes, and recently they stopped them, so I thought okay, that's actually pretty cool because that's pretty weird because I've liked something and they stopped selling it, so that's pretty weird. Anyway, I've gone for the Tesco brand butterscotch pancakes, and this is the chocolate chip version. Hopefully I will allow 2 or 3, I have no idea. And because every single day, because I do this, I actually put Nutella on my pancakes. Now the recommended portion size for Nutella is actually 1 tablespoon, so I genuinely have like no idea if it's 1 tablespoon per pancake or 1 tablespoon for both pancakes. Hopefully it's the first one where it's 1 tablespoon for each pancake, because imagine if it was 1 tablespoon for both pancakes. That's actually pretty weird, I can't lie. Anyway, now let's have some breakfast, and hopefully I'll get to have at least 2 or 3 pancakes, because right now I genuinely have no idea. So I've actually googled the recommended portion size for 6-pack of pancakes, and it says here for a standard 6-pack of pancakes I'm allowed 2 to 3 pancakes. So not gonna lie guys, I'm not complaining. So like I said, have some breakfast, and also I'm about to research Nutella and see what is the recommended portion size for Nutella for 2 pancakes. Guys, I was right. I was actually right. For 2 pancakes it actually has a tablespoon of Nutella, so that means I actually have to like basically properly spread my Nutella and make sure it covers the entire pancakes, because 1 tablespoon for both pancakes is actually pretty crazy. Turns out that I was basically right, because it's actually 1 tablespoon for 2 pancakes, and normally I will actually smother my Nutella in, normally I will smother the pancakes or the toast in Nutella, and today I'm about to have 1 tablespoon of Nutella for 2 pancakes. Hopefully my breakfast is pretty good, because right now I genuinely have like no idea how I'm about to share 1 tablespoon of Nutella for 2 pancakes. Right guys, I just had my breakfast, and let me tell you guys, I actually found it a lot difficult to actually put 1 tablespoon of Nutella on both pancakes, but in the end I think like the Nutella, it actually covered most of the pancakes, so I'm not complaining. But overall guys, it was actually a pretty interesting breakfast. I mean, even though it's genuinely what I normally have anyway, but the one thing that changed was the fact that I had to use 1 tablespoon of Nutella for both pancakes, and to be honest, I feel like I might do that more often. I have no idea. But right now I thought I'll have my snack, and I realized it's actually too early for my snack, so I'll see you guys soon when it's time for my snack. Right guys, time has actually gone on, and it is now time for my snack. Now basically I actually found it a lot difficult to actually find a snack that actually had the recommended portion size on the packet. Basically I've done my research and I've actually found Quavers, and basically online it says a single pack, like a recommended portion size for a single pack is basically this entire packet. So to be honest, I genuinely have like no idea, because it doesn't say anywhere at all where the recommended portion size is. But hopefully, because online it said this entire packet, so hopefully it's actually true. So like I was saying, the recommended portion size of a single Quavers packet is actually this entire packet, but it says nowhere on the packet what is the recommended portion size. So if I actually go to Google and Google it, it says right here the recommended portion size for a Quaver is typically the 1 single serve bag. So I feel like is actually this. So the recommended portion size of Quavers is basically this entire bag. So yeah, now we know the recommended portion size of this Quavers bag is basically the entire bag. So I will have this, and then I'll see you guys time for my lunch. And basically for my lunch, we actually get Taco Bell, and this is where I basically have to do my research and properly do my research, because Taco Bell, they don't do the recommended portion size. I mean, they do, but online it tells you nowhere what is the recommended portion size for like what you order. In the packet, you barely get any at all, so I see why this entire packet is actually the recommended portion size, because inside you barely get any at all. I mean, there's quite a few bit there, but like guys, it basically starts from here, so that's pretty crazy, can't lie. It is lunchtime, and for lunch I've actually ordered Taco Bell. Now basically I've actually ordered the Bell Grande, which is a loaded fries box, and online it genuinely says nowhere what is the recommended portion size for that. With that, I've actually ordered the mini chicken and cheese quesadilla. So for that, I feel like there might be like a recommended portion size. I have no idea, but on Google I'm about to put the recommended portion size for the loaded fries and the mini cheese and chicken quesadilla, and hopefully it will show me what is the recommended portion size, because online it says nothing at all. So I've actually googled it, and it says here a single full-size serving of the Taco Bell Grande is actually 411 grams. So I feel like that's actually the entire box. I have no idea, but that's actually pretty sick how it's actually 411 grams, because I feel like that is genuinely the entire box. Basically I can't spell at all, and I've actually googled the recommended portion size for the chicken and cheese quesadilla, the mini one, and it says right here 2 to 3 mini quesadillas. So I feel like in the packet, I feel like you get 2 or 3, so I feel like for the mini chicken and cheese quesadilla I'm having all of it, but for the loaded fries that was actually 411 grams. So I want to see if the entire box is actually 411 or something else. So it turns out the entire box is actually 411 grams, and basically the recommended portion size of the loaded fries is actually 411 grams. So basically for my lunch, I'm actually having a pretty good lunch, because I get to have the entirety of my loaded fries, and also I get to have the entirety of my mini and chicken cheese quesadillas. So for my lunch, I'm actually having a pretty good lunch. Right guys, I've actually got my lunch, and apparently they didn't cut the quesadilla in half, so I'm having all of this, and then with the loaded fries, basically look how good this actually looks, and also the box, it came upside down. So overall I'm actually having a pretty good lunch. Hey guys, I just had my lunch, and I feel like I've definitely gotten the recommended portion size of the loaded fries wrong. Basically after my lunch I feel so full, hence why I actually think I actually got the recommended portion size of the fries wrong. Basically after my breakfast and after my snack, after those 2 meals I wasn't full at all, but now that I basically had my lunch I feel so full. Basically with the mini quesadilla, online it said 2 to 3 pieces, and obviously it came as a whole, and I had it as a whole, and if I was to cut it, obviously I will cut it in 2 to 3 pieces, hence why I actually had it as a whole. And basically I had no issue with that, but with the fries I definitely 100% actually got the recommended portion size wrong, because I feel full. Anyway, the current time right now, it is currently 4:30, and I feel like I might not need another snack because I am so full. But if I do, then I'll let you guys know. So yeah, I'll see you guys time for my next meal, which might be my dinner, so I'll see you guys then. Also, I just realized that throughout the entire day I'm drinking water. I didn't realize that water also has a recommended serving size. This is a big bottle. This is a 1 liter bottle, and so far I've actually drank a quart of it. So basically I'll do my research and see how much I can drink, and hopefully it's the entire bottle. So I've actually researched the recommended portion size of water, and it says 250 ml to 300 ml. So that bottle is actually a 1 liter bottle, so I feel like 250 would definitely be somewhere up to here. So basically I only have that much to drink before it's actually here, so that's basically not a lot left, and throughout the entire day I definitely have like no idea what I might do. So yeah, it turns out I basically don't have a lot of water left, but I feel like I might save for my dinner. I have no idea, but I basically found out that we're gonna go to my auntie's house for our dinner, so before I go there, obviously I'll have something as like my actual dinner, and then whilst I'm there, basically whatever I have, I'm making sure I actually have the recommended portion size. I think she's making like, you know, rice, everything like that, so basically, I'm having two dinners. One will be the actual recommended portion size, and one will actually be like made up, but I'll do a research and I'll let you guys know. So hopefully I'll do everything right. Right guys, time has actually gone on. It is currently 6:30 and I'm about to have a very light dinner because if you guys know, later on I'm actually going to my auntie's house to actually have my proper dinner, and basically whatever she's making, obviously I have to go there with the recommended portion size. Now I know for a fact she's actually making like rice, and I've just googled the portion size of rice, and guys, basically my dinner is going to be pretty small, but I can't complain because right now I am genuinely so full. But for my light dinner, I'm about to have pizza. Now recently I went to Asda and I actually bought a pizza, and basically it's like a full-size pizza, and I've always been like intrigued to find out what is the recommended portion size of a pizza, especially a full one, because I want to see how many slices I'll actually have. So I'm about to Google the recommended portion size for a pizza, and hopefully it's actually more than 2 slices, because if it is, then I'm doing good tonight. So it says right here the recommended portion size for a pizza, basically depending on how big it actually is, the recommended portion size is actually 1 to 2 slices. So I feel like the one that I have downstairs is a lot smaller, so to be honest I genuinely have like no idea how many slices it will be. I feel like it'll be 2 to 3 slices, I have no idea. I mean, once you cut all the pizza together you could definitely get at least 6 slices, so with that I feel like I'll have 3 or 2, but I feel like for now I'll have 3 slices, even though it's not the recommended portion size. But I feel like because the size that I have, I feel like 3 slices is definitely the right size to have, or the right like amount to have. Guys, this bedroom is definitely getting darker and darker by the minute, but I just basically had my pizza. In the end, I actually had 3 slices because I found another website that actually said the recommended portion size for the pizza that I have is actually 3 slices. On the box, it genuinely said 3 slices, so in the end, I basically had 3 slices. So I'm about to take a half-an-hour break, and I'm about to go to my auntie's house, and then I'll let you guys know what we're having, and I will show you guys the recommended portion size of that, because for rice, it's genuinely 2 to 3 tablespoons. Like, I'm not even lying. Right guys, we are now back. The current time right now, it is currently 11:45 and we had our dinner. I think it was like a 7:30, 8 o'clock, I have no idea. But after our dinner, we were chilling for a good few hours and now we are back. And like I was saying, the current time right now, it is currently 11:45 and guys, I am genuinely so tired. Overall, today's actually been a pretty good day. First of all, my dinner, guys, it was actually pretty interesting. Basically, if you guys recall, the recommended portion size of the normal rice and the sweet rice, it was actually 2 to 3 tablespoons, and then with the drumstick it was actually 1 drumstick. So even though I technically had like a small dinner, not gonna lie guys, I wasn't that hungry because I was still full from my lunch earlier. But maybe in the future I might start seeing the recommended portion size of every single meal of like everything that I have, because today my stomach, it actually feels normal and not overfilled, if you know what I mean. Normally when I eat too much, my stomach, guys, it literally feels overfilled, and today my stomach, it feels normal. Apart from my lunch, because obviously I think I actually got my lunch wrong, but overall my stomach, guys, it feels normal. So maybe in the future I might start seeing the recommended portion size of every single meal of everything I have, but who knows. Anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, smash a big thumbs up, subscribe down below. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys want any more, you know, food challenge videos. Let me know, and I'll see you all for a brand new video very soon. Peace.